Buying a car is broken, and last year we proved it. We contacted 100 Ford dealers asking for pricing on the same MSRP F-150 in 2024, and things were so bad, Dad, that Ford contacted us asking what the heck happened. Well, we had to do part two, and this time things got even worse.
Well, there was some improvement, but it wasn't enough improvement.
So for those of you that don't remember, a year ago, we contacted 100 Ford dealers manually and saw how many of them actually responded to our inquiry and how many of them provided pricing. And ultimately, Dad, the difference in pricing on the same MSRP vehicle. And like I said a moment ago, that video went so viral because of everyone that watched it and shared it that Ford contacted us directly. And I ended up having meetings with the CEO of Ford Direct to talk about what happened. So this year, Dad, we had to do round two. We had to contact 100 dealers. And this time we got more sophisticated, more organized. We found 100 different F-150s, all the same trim and all with the same MSRP, plus or minus about $200 nationwide. Then we took our AI agent. This AI agent is something that you can use back at caredge.com/pro. And this AI agent contacts dealerships and gets out the door price quotes and then ultimately negotiates the price down. We used our AI agent to contact these 100 dealerships and ultimately see how low it could get them on their price. And ultimately actually just like get pricing because we all know how difficult that is. Dad, 39 dealerships out of the 100 actually got pricing back to us. And of those that actually responded to us, 49% of them, so of the dealers that respond to us, 49% actually sent us pricing. So we've got about 60% didn't respond to us. And then of those that did respond to us when we requested the out the door price, more than half of them didn't actually give us the out the door price. That's kind of surprising to me. We're asking for pricing on a $65,000 truck. You'd think they would just give it to you. And as you know, and you can speak to more in just a second here, the reason you need to do this is because the advertised price that you see online is never the actual price you get at the dealership. That's the big flaw in the car buying process today, is that dealers can advertise these insane prices. And then ultimately, when you request the out the door price, which is what we teach everyone and coach everyone to actually request, the number changes drastically. So ultimately, what we're trying to prove here, or what we're trying to learn, Dad, is how honest are Ford dealers when it comes to their pricing and how many of them will actually give you real pricing without having to step foot in the dealership.
Well, wouldn't you think that it would make it easier for somebody to buy something that's $65,000 if you actually provide them with the information that they ask for? When they say to you, "Hey, I need this information so I can make my buying decision. I pretty much determined the truck I want. I just need to get the pricing of it." It's just hard for me to comprehend how you can be in sales and take a sales lead and just disregard it because, well, you don't want to have to provide them with the information they asked for. I mean, how silly.
Dad, you will not believe the best price we got versus the worst price we got. It is even worse than it was last year. And last year was more than a $10,000 difference between the best and worst price. Again, on the same MSRP truck. But some more data from 2025, Dad. The average discount we were able to receive from the OTD price, $7,873. Of that, the average was $2,612 in rebates. And over a quarter of all out the door prices we received had dealer add-ons. The average add-on was more than $871. And obviously, we were able to, with the AI agent, negotiate that down a little bit. But this is super interesting, Dad. You've got an advertised price online, but when you request the out the door price, there's a big significant dealer discount and obviously rebates from the manufacturer as well, but then dealers adding back some of those add-ons too.
Yes, dealers don't know how to survive without apparently adding back in dealer add-ons that nobody asked for. But if you're trying to get an out-the-door price and the dealer insists that these have to be part of it, well, you need to know that. And so that's why it's imperative that you get the dealer to give you a detailed out-the-door price quote so that you can see what the breakdown is.
Now, part of what makes car buying so chaotic, and this is not Ford specific, this is just car buying specific, is all the fees. It's so unclear. They have different names. In some states, they're mandatory. In other states, they're not. Sometimes you don't know if they're mandatory or not. It's absolute chaos. And you can see here, we've organized it, Dad. 18 occurrences of government fees, 8 occurrences of registration fees, 7 of non-tax fees. We've got title fee, tire fee, plate fee, total license and fee, state taxes and fee, electronic title fee. It is just, there's no standardized way to get out the door pricing in the auto industry. And you can see here, it's all sorts of crazy different numbers too. No wonder buying a car is confusing, both for the consumer and for the car dealer. There's no standardization of what the pricing information is. Who knows if these fees are legitimate or illegitimate? It's crazy.
Well, the one thing every customer needs to do in whatever state it is that they're trying to buy a vehicle is to go to your state motor vehicle office website and see what the fees are that the state actually charges for title and registration and electronic filing fees and tired fees and whatever that state charges. So you need to know that when you're getting the price quotes from the dealer in that state, so that you know whether or not they're actually quoting you the legitimate fee and the legitimate price of that fee, or if they've added to it to some degree.
And as you always say, if the fee is taxable, that means it's negotiable. Now, we also saw a bunch of different add-ons. Dad, dealers love adding their add-ons. This is just profit for the dealership. We had 5 occurrences of the spray and bed liner, window tint, accessories, advantage package, Maury's Promise, add-ons, Crossroads protection package, Pro Pack, Icon anti-theft, and we've got the equipment group 302A. I think that's a manufacturer add-on down there. But Dad, you can see here crazy discrepancies in values here. The Advantage package, for some reasons, $3,930. Pro Pack, $1,698. That spray and bed liner is going to cost you $800. And window tint for $600. Did you ask for it? I don't know. It was on the out-the-door price. This is another example of how chaotic pricing can be when you go from the online advertised price to the real out-the-door price. And these Ford dealers, Dad, on the same MSRP vehicle, were adding all sorts of crazy stuff.
Dealers love their add-ons. They just figure it's a way to build the profit back up that they might have given away in that advertised price that, well, they weren't really going to sell the car at that price anyway. But it's just another attempt to extract more dollars from a, not as well-informed buyer as we would like you to be, which is why we do these experiments, so we can share the information that we get to make you an even better informed buyer out there.
Now, Dad, the average response time from these 100 dealers was 2 hours and 23 minutes. The fastest response was just over 5 minutes. And year over year, we have some interesting comparisons. We got way more dealers to respond this year. Last year, only 21 dealers responded. This year, we got 79 dealers to respond. Again, only 39 actually gave us pricing, but still, we got way more to at least respond to us. And it took 3 hours and 24 minutes last year for dealers to get back to us. So, a bit of an improvement here. And then ultimately, Dad, we saw a significantly higher number actually give us pricing. Last year, only 13 dealers gave us pricing. Again, this year, 39 dealers gave us pricing. So year over year, a little bit of progress here in terms of how these dealers have operated. They're getting back to us faster and they're giving us more information more often.
Yeah, I mean, Ford should be pleased with their efforts from a corporate level that they've better trained their dealers on how to respond to situations like this, but they still can't be happy with the fact that less than 40% of their dealers, of the 100 dealers that we contacted, were willing to provide the customer with the information they needed in order to say yes to buy a Ford pickup truck. So, yes, improvement, yeah, but not where you really need it to be.
Okay, so now the moment you've all been waiting for, price. Dad, the highest price we got quoted when it was all said and done on the out the door, which includes all all fees, taxes, et cetera, was $70,410. Next closest was $68,496. So we had, by and large, a winner here in terms of the worst out the door price on the same MSRP F-150 that we contacted 100 dealers for. Now, interestingly, the best price we were able to get, Dad, was $53,402, a $17,000 price difference. The next best price we were able to get was $55,583. But here is where the confusion of car buying, and dealers do not make it any easier, gets even worse, which is, Dad, when you look at the out-the-door price quote we got from Suntrup Ford, the dealership that gave us the best possible price, they did not include taxes on here. They just put it at zero. They just put the taxes at zero. So, which, to be clear here, we use the dealer zip code. We said, we're a customer in your area purchasing. Please include all taxes and fees. So this really isn't the best possible deal. The best possible deal was the $55,583 one from Wesley Motor Company. It's just fascinating, man. And also, obviously, you can see here a $13,240 discount, but then the spray and bed liner, the tint. Crazy discrepancy in pricing for the same truck nationwide. Crazy that this one got the lowest price because there's no taxes on it. And then crazy that they're adding this add-ons that we didn't ask for.
Yeah, it's just amazing that well, I don't know, you forget the sales tax. Yes, you give the appearance of having the best possible price, except it's not a legitimate price because we know there's sales tax. So it just shows that you have to work hard at working these dealers to get them to provide you with the information that you want. It is a lot like dentistry in the sense that it's like pulling teeth out there to get these dealers to provide you with the information you need in order to say yes to purchasing a $65,000 vehicle. You would think if you're interested in spending that kind of money, that you would be treated a little nicer than that.
What brands do you want us to do next? Let us know in the comments down below. And obviously, the tools we used in this, it's CarEdge Pro. It's the AI outreach tool. You can contact dealerships anonymously and get pricing using the AI tool. To be clear here, don't use it if you're not actually in the market to buy a car. We tested this obviously with 100 dealerships. We do not want or allow our users to use this for 100 dealers when you're not in the market to buy a car. So please do not go spamming dealers. No one wins in that world. This video obviously is for educational purposes. And if you are in the market to buy a car, that is a tool you can use.
Nicely said.